What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over everything we know so far about Fortnitemares 2023. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and let me know down in the comments below what you're most excited to see come in Fortnite's Halloween event. So Fortnitemares is Fortnite's kind of Halloween event every year. The seasonal events, or like the holiday events for Fortnite, have kind of been lacking thus far. Recently, but it seems like we'll be getting a decent amount of content for Fortnitemares, and there likely will be more stuff that isn't talked about in this video, but this is just what we know now. So the first is going to be that Kado Thornes will likely turn into a vampire for Fortnitemares, and will be a boss on the island, and he'll also have some sort of like life drain ability. We saw the vampire version of him kind of featured in the battle pass and in the trailer for this season, but as of right now, he's not a vampire while on the island, but he will transform into a vampire for Fortnitemares, and he should be like kind of the Halloween themed boss. Also, the eclipse that was foreshadowed towards the end of last season may be happening during Fortnitemares. It may just be kind of like a permanent effect during Fortnitemares. Like during Fortnitemares will be in the eclipse, and this could be what brings about Kado's transformation into a vampire, and it would definitely affect like the vibe of the game if we were just in the eclipse state during Fortnitemares. You can also expect like iconic Fortnitemares items to be returning, such as the witch's broom, the pumpkin launcher, and candy. The pumpkin launcher is a reskin of the RPG, but instead of like the shell of the RPG, it shoots a jack-o'-lantern. It's always been, the RPG's always been solid in Fortnite compared to like recent explosive weapons. It's not as spammable because it has only one rocket in the chamber, and then it has a slower reload, but this will definitely be good if you shockwave up and shoot this down. It'll deal like 100 plus damage. It'll be a threat on the island for sure. The witch's broom is a mobility item which works pretty much exactly to the Nimbus cloud. If you've played during any of the Dragon Ball Z updates, you basically hit the button to activate it, you launch into the air, then you can fly and glide around, or you can hit the activation button again to kind of detach from the broom, drop to the ground, and you will avoid fall damage doing that. So I think a lot of players will like this. Anytime it's been in the game in the past, or anytime the Nimbus cloud was in the game, it was a fan favorite item for sure. And there's also candy items that will be on the map, and there's different effects they give. One gives the 0-point dash effect, where like you double jump and then you kind of teleport around, like how the exotic twin mag SMG had on reload. There's one that gives like a low gravity hop rock effect. There's one that gives the thermal effect, and there's some that give the speed effect, like peppers or any of the spicy kind of splashes that we've had in the past. It's also two new augments we know about, which is going to be Witchy Warrior. This will give you 20% faster cooldown on the witch's broom, and then Trick or Treat will give you 10 more HP from candy you eat. I think Witchy Warrior will definitely be a good augment if you're someone who enjoys using the broom. The Trick or Treat augment I really don't see being that big of a deal. Another thing that will definitely be a big deal though is that the kinetic blade is expected to return, and this could be what the vampire version of Kado Thornes drops when eliminated. As of this point in time, it's not known if it's going to be in the basic loot pool, or if there's just going to be one mythic version that you can get by eliminating the boss. But I think a lot of players have wanted to see the kinetic blade return since the end of chapter 4 season 2. So Epic would be kind of trolling if they had only the mythic version. We'll have to see how that plays out. I'm hoping that we get, kinetic blade in the general loot pool like we had in chapter 4 season 2, and then like a mythic version from Kado Thornes. I think that would make a lot of players happy. And then there's still several mythics that were updated during or before this season that haven't been updated or hasn't been added to the game yet. Those are going to be the Rapid Fire SMG, which recently had its magazine size increased in the last update. And usually when things like that change, it's because it's going to be coming into the game. But also the Overclocked Pulse Rifle, the Enhanced Havoc Pump, and another Fortnitemares mythic, maybe the Shadow Midas drum gun, were expected to return at some point during this season because they were updated. At this point, though, I'm not sure if these are going to be in Battle Royale or just a Horde Rush LTM. The display cases that you get in the vaults are set to be changed or enabled or disabled during Fortnitemares. You could see from this like screenshot here, there's lines of code for the hotfix during Fortnitemares and for them to be disabled. So we could see the vault loot change for Fortnitemares. But there's also a zero build Horde Rush LTM coming, which seems to include a lot of the items that were updated before season 4 that haven't came to the game yet. Like the Evo Chrome weapons were updated coming into this season, so a lot of people are like, okay, those will be returning. But those are set to be enabled in Horde Rush, and this mode also has its own list of mythics that will be enabled and it has all the mythics currently in the loot pool along with the mythic havoc pump, which kind of makes me think maybe we won't see all those mythics kind of come to BR, and that they were maybe just updated for the zero build horde rush. I think that'd be a disappointment for a lot of players, but also I think the mythic havoc pump would be very busted in this meta. It was good in chapter 4 season 2 for sure, and overpowered in a lot of people's mind, but the Havoc Pump itself was just a much better shotgun than what we have with the Sharptooth now. If you're comparing the Sharptooth to the Mythic Havoc Pump, anybody who gets the Mythic Havoc Pump will have a ridiculous advantage. So I don't know how that would play out having them be in the vaults. And then the Pulse Rifle would also be very good. So maybe we'll see some of those mythics come for Fortnitemares, but I think it's also kind of keep in the back of your mind that maybe they're just returning for the zero build horde rush, which I think a lot of players would see as a disappointment, but I definitely think it's a possibility. We also know of 2 skins which should release during Fortnitemares based on skin surveys put out from Epic Games, but also NPC voice lines. If you talk to the Love Ranger NPC at Rumble Ruins, he kind of mentions this or brings it up. The Swamp Fish stick skin should release this year. Initially, this was expected to release in 2021, but like I said, if you talk to Love Ranger, he kind of brings this up. I think if you talk to Love Ranger as fish stick, he kind of talks about this. But there's also a molted version of Love Ranger that should be coming to the game. This was also, I believe, shown in skin surveys in the past, and Love Ranger once again will kind of bring this up. And there should be a new version of Meowscles for Halloween skins, for like Halloween, a Halloween version of Meowscles. And I assume there would be other Halloween skins and old Halloween skins returning to the item shop over the course of the year. So if you want some Halloween skins, if you've been waiting for them to come back, they do come back every year. I think every Halloween skin returns. Skull Trooper and Ghoul Trooper were rare back in the day, but they have special edit styles for people who bought them in Season 1, and then the base version of the skin you can still purchase in the shop. So I would expect most Halloween skins to be in the shop, like how we see most holiday events now. Like the summer event happened, and then we had the summer skins in the shop for most of summer, and then I believe even now they recently had kind of the summer skins in the shop again as kind of like a last chance time to get them for the year. So if you want any of the Halloween skins, this is the time to get them. I would expect there to be other Halloween skins that we don't know about as of this point. It won't just be those 2 or 3 new ones, and we may even see some new collabs for Halloween. I believe last year we had Evil Dead, so maybe we'll see new Halloween themed collabs. I think a lot of players would be interested in that. And then there likely will be Halloween decorations on the map. That's something that's typically done for Fortnitemares, but with how limited the summer events decorations were, I'm not really sure what to expect on this regard. Along with any other map changes, like we might just see Eclipse Estate change a bit for Kado Thornes' vampire self, but the theme and like the vibe of holiday events has been really lacking for the past year in Fortnite. For the summer event, all of the decorations were kind of limited to Sun Swoon Lagoon. It'd be disappointing if the Halloween event kind of followed a similar suit where just one part of the map is changed for Halloween, but that would kind of be in line for what has occurred recently. So I wouldn't get your hopes up too much for just like Halloween decorations everywhere like how we used to get back in the day, but I would hope that hopefully they go all out for Halloween. But that is what we know about Fortnitemares as of the time I'm recording this video. It's my favorite holiday event in Fortnite. It's always the one I look forward to most. It's the one I'm most nostalgic about because when I started really playing the game and when Fortnite really kind of stuck out as a special game to me, it was during that first Fortnitemares in 2017. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully we get a lot of content, everything mentioned in this video and more. But like I said, the seasonal events have kind of been lacking, and the next few weeks of Fortnite are really going to ramp up. Within the next 2 months, like Fortnitemares will probably start mid to late October. And then within the next 2 months, we're going to have Fortnitemares, the end of Season 4, potentially a month-long Season 5, the end of Chapter 4 event, and then also the launch of Chapter 5. So the next 2 months of Fortnite is about to go crazy in terms of content and updates and just general excitement for the game. So stay tuned. I think the game is going to be really amazing over the next 2 months, and it's going to be really special time to play Fortnite because, rolling over, end of chapter into a new one is always an exciting time, but there's lots of rumors and kind of suggestion that we're getting a month-long season to end Chapter 4, which has never been done before, and I think the content for the game is going to go crazy. As always, if you guys found this helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. comment down below what you think of these changes and what you hope to see in Fortnitemares, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.